The concepts I'm going to talk about and teach you in this lesson are not going to be fun at first. Some of them are even painful or a little boring to implement into your playing, but pain equals growth, so if you do exactly what I say in this lesson, you're going to see instant results. These are the same concepts I teach my students to help them move around the fretboard freely and be able to understand and apply music to the guitar. So this isn't baby's first guitar lesson. This is for players who've been playing for at least a year, but ideally a few that can already play songs but want to tap into writing and improvising without going in blind. So grab your guitar and let's jump straight into this. The first thing I want to talk about is simply conservation of motion on the guitar. A lot of guitar players are just playing without thinking about how they can play efficiently, and it's slowing them down. Let me explain. Let's say you are playing a lick like this. Right? It's very common to do a lot of moving in your picking, like. But if you tighten it up and move less. Actually, let me move the camera a little closer and actually move less. You want to be moving as little as possible always in your playing. Because when you're moving your hands too much, whether it's your picking hand or your fretting hand, you're just slowing yourself down and making it harder on yourself. Like, let's go to our fretting hand now. If we wanted to play that same lick, there's no need to really even move our hands that much on this. Let's try and be as efficient as possible. Right? I'm not even moving my hand that much. I'm keeping my pointer finger down as much as I can, and I'm putting my finger right where I know it is about to need to go. Right? I'm not way out here and then like, oh, where should I put it? That's so much work. Be right where you want to go. So it's as easy as possible to get there. Let's go over a few picking exercises that are going to really change the game and utilize this conservation of motion. This first one is one of my favorites. It's an alternate picking exercise that is kind of a mental challenge as much as it is a picking exercise. We're going to be picking up 3 strings, just up these 3. Let me freaking boop. We're going to be picking up just these 3 strings, but we're going to be alternate picking them. So the whole exercise is just picking up those 3 strings over and over again. But since we're alternate picking, doing an even number of picking on an odd number of strings, we have to change directions every time we go up. So we're going to mute the strings just by placing our hand on the strings but not pushing down too hard. And then it's E, A, D, E, A, D, but we're picking down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I would pause the video and try and get that down real quick. This exercise is a huge game changer as far as being rhythmic on your playing. Like, if you can get that comfortable, which it's not an easy exercise to get comfortable, right? Like I said, it's kind of a brain teaser. But if you can get that comfortable, you unlock so many doors as far as your picking ability. Now that you have that down with some mutes, let's add in some actual playing concepts with our fretting hand. So we're going to do that same thing, picking just 3 strings, but we're going to do it on the D, G, and B strings. And we're going to do this. So all we're doing there is playing an A chord, like just an A chord, but we're going on all the different inversions on the D, G, and B string. So we have a root position here on 7th fret of the D, 6th fret of the G, and 5th fret of the B. And we're going down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then we go up to our first inversion here, which is going to be 11th fret on the D, 9th fret on the G, and 10th fret on the B. And on that one we're doing up, down, up. So down, up, down, up, down, up. It's okay if you slide into it a little bit. And I would slow that down a lot. And then back to the first inversion. And then we're going to a second version, which is basically just our open A chord, but it's just 2nd fret on D, G, and B. So once again, it would be like this. Really focus on your picking on that one, and it's going to do measures on linking up your fretting and your picking hand. If this video helped you out so far, please hit that subscribe button. We're just getting this channel going, and it means so much to us that you're even watching, but if you hit that subscribe button, it would really be a game changer. So we went over a few picking exercises and even linked up our fretting hand and our picking hand, but now we need to understand what we're actually doing and how we can apply musical concepts to the guitar. That way we're not just stuck playing tabs or following fret numbers, but we actually know what we're doing. So let's go back to that same exercise, just playing A, and try and pick it apart a little bit more. Like, what's really going on in that exercise? Well, let's slow it down to our A major scale, which is going to be 5th fret on the E, 7th fret on the E, 4th fret on the A, 5th fret on the A, 7th fret on the A, 4th fret on the D, 6th fret on the D, 7th fret on the D. Now as we're going up, count with the notes in the scale, just like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Those are called scale degrees, and it's a great way to dissect the scale and understand how the notes fall into it and what they're doing. Let's dive a little deeper into it. If we go back to those chords, those all have the same 3 notes from that scale. We said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. We're just using that first note, that third note, and the 5th note. Right? But why does this matter so much? Well, we were talking about going through the inversions of the chord, right? We had our root position, our first inversion, our root position again, and then our second inversion. But what does that actually mean? Well, it's about cycling those notes. We had our 1, 3, 5 here in order, right? When we go up to that first inversion, we're just taking our 1 and putting it on the top, and then bringing the 3, 5 to the bottom. So first inversion is 3, 5, 1. And then when we go to second inversion, we're taking that third note, putting it on the top, and bringing our 5 and 1 to the bottom, or 5, 1, 3. But why is it so important to actually understand these concepts and be able to pick apart your chords? Well, it makes a huge difference when you're trying to A, play around the fretboard, and B, change chords. Let's say we wanted to go to an A minor chord, right? Well, all we're doing is taking that third note and bringing it down a half step. So if you know which note is the 3 in all of those, you can very easily make them all minor chords just by taking that third note, flattening it. Taking that third note, flattening it. Taking that third note, flattening it. You probably know this A minor open chord shape already, but maybe not why it's a minor chord. And this kind of goes into what I see from a lot of guitar players, which is a big gap between their knowledge and their technical ability. A lot of us guitar players can play, but we don't know what we're playing. If you can take the time to figure out what you're playing, you can bridge the gap between your technique and your knowledge, because you want them to be pretty level. You want to actually know what you're playing, because it makes things like improvising or writing a lot more comfortable and obtainable for you. Like if you're writing something and all you know is, I'm going to play chords and hope they sound good, you will write stuff and you will be able to write cool things eventually, right? If I just play chords and go like... eventually you're going to play things that actually do sound good together. But what if you actually knew what chords fit into a key from the notes in the scale, so you knew how to play in and out of the box purposefully? Let's break that down real quick. The notes in the scale, like we said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. They all have chords that go with them. So we have our 1, first note of the scale is a major chord, second note of the scale is a minor chord, third note of the scale is also a minor chord, fourth note is a major chord, fifth note is a major chord, sixth note is a minor chord, seventh note is a diminished chord, which means we flatten that third and the fifth, and then we're back to the 1, major chord again. And that's important to know, because then when you're writing, you can just pick from those chords as your in-the-box chords, and then play outside of them as your out-of-the-box chords. Let's say we thought about the A minor key, which would be, the first note would be minor, and then diminished, and then major, and then minor, and then minor, and then major, major, back to our minor 1. Which, actually, that's the same order as the major key if we just started on the 6th note. But why am I switching it up to minor? Like, we were just writing in A major. Well, you can actually take chords from that minor key and just play them in major. So we had that C as our thirds. Let's say we had 4, 1, 5. We can add that minor 3 in there like this. That's C major. It brings a little spice into it. And you can take any of those chords. Like if we wanted to play a minor, we totally could. If we wanted to play a D minor and have all the other ones be major. Or maybe we do D minor, A major, E minor. So both the 4 and 5 are from the minor, but then we have the 1 major. There's so many variations when you can understand what chords fit into a key and what chords don't that you can still use anyway, which, by the way, is all of them. There's not actually rules to all this music. A lot of people think of music theory as rules, but it's not rules. It's more of an explanation. It's like saying talking has rules. You can open up your mouth and go, and nobody's going to tell you can't, but it doesn't really make sense, right? That's kind of the same idea as music theory. If you're playing and you just go like, you can do that, but listening to it, it doesn't have much ground. It doesn't have much pull to it. You're kind of just playing notes. And that's why understanding these theories, because they're not rules, they're theories, lets you break out of your box and break into new ideas. Once again, if you found that video helpful, please hit that subscribe button. If you want more lessons from me and live calls with me, I have a free community link down below. And if you want to work really closely with me, I have another link down below to book a call with me so we can see where you're at and see if we're a good fit to work closer together. I'll see you next time.